That's a sad thing, you know. But I guess it could be because it changes the quality of the work that's being done, and you can tell. I mean, if you listen to the you know, popular taste of the people, what they've been given is a different thing than.
Do you know how to put this under here? I'm a bit bothered about the sound, the fire sound, is it?
Pretty good. That's very good.
It's pretty good. It's extremely flattering. Can you say a bit more about the sort of music that, as you say, people are being fed out of this, what I suppose is this vast money?
Well, but it's about to change. It's about to change. It's about to change. It will change. Yeah, you know, machines are making most of the music now. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that all the songs sound the same? I mean, I don't know if you've noticed that. I mean, that I mean, you could be hearing one song. I mean, you could take the lyrics from another song and put it right onto because the rhythms are the same. You know, the drum and the drones are the same, and the machines can only do so much. You know, they can only make it sound different so many different kinds of ways. So it doesn't sound different. It sounds all the same. And now that's good for the industry because a lot of people invent these machines and need, you know, and sell these machines. Plus, it's also very good because a person now, the good things you can do with them is you could have your own little band, like a one-man band with these machines. You know what I mean? But that's not the point. The point really isn't to be a one-man band unless you can play an instrument like a one-man band, you know. I remember Roger McGuinn years ago, he used to take a tape recorder up on the stage long before synthetic music became popular, and he used to play the background track from one of his songs, and he'd stand there and sing it. That was done. I think he was probably the first person ever to do that. But that type of music doesn't have any roots, and it doesn't have any foundation to it, you see. And so man, I really messed you up on one side here. But then there's a lot of kids all around. They just don't like it, and so what they're doing is, I mean, they just buying instruments and playing, but they're not listening to those records either. They're listening to the old records. So there's a lot of young groups, a lot of young kids that are playing music, which I see, which play the old style of music, and they're all kids now, but in 4 or 5 years they won't be, and it's all going to turn around. It's all going to turn around. That's what I see anyway.
Is that going to be good?
Oh yeah, because you know, there are certain rules and regulations to it. I mean, you just don't sit down and write a song, you know. I mean, there's a certain amount of learning you have to, you know, to go through to get to that point, and not only living experience, but I mean, you also have to learn how to, you know, you have to learn how to play an instrument, some kind of, you know, you have to carry some kind of tune, I guess. So yeah, that is going to be good. That's going to be good. I just said it would be.
In the hotel I'm staying in, I'm in room 801, and in 802, I find that there's a girl called Sarah Dillon.
Really? Jesus.
And you know, I had a drink with her, and she tells me she's your sister.
Oh boy. What does she look like?
She says that she looks very like you. I mean, she's dark. She's 10 years younger than you, and she has this extraordinary delusion.
Well, there are people who follow me around, and they have passports, and they have driver's licenses, and they all have Dylan as their name. You know, what can I do about that? I mean, I can't do nothing about that. They change the name on their birth certificate and all that. You know, what are you asking me about? I mean, I don't know.
I suppose because I found it slightly frightening. I mean, yeah. I personally...
Well, you should report her to the local constable or something. She's an impersonator, I guess. You know, I don't know.
One does think about John Lennon getting shot, and maybe you have to worry about something like that. You know, what have you made some sort of decision that you're not going to?
What decision?
Well, I mean, you don't have sort of security people around you and so on. I mean, and you apparently you flew up to Toronto.
Oh, many times I have security people around me. Oh, you just can't see them, that's all. Nobody knows ever who's with me or who's not. I don't advertise who I come in with.
But is that something that bothers you ever? I mean, the idea that because you're very famous, someone who thinks they love you might want to kill you.
Well, that's always the case, isn't it? I mean, isn't that the way it always happens? Aren't you usually killed by the person who loves you the most? I don't know. I mean, Jesse James was, supposedly. I mean, some guy got in close to him, you know, who he thought was his good friend.
What do you think of the drawing?
I don't know. A bunch of things that I don't like about it. But I'll get it right. It's like, I got enough love around me, you know? So I don't need no people's love. I don't need to go out to play to a crowd of 20, 30, 50,000 people for their love. Some performers have to, you know, but I don't. I got enough love just in my immediate surroundings, so I don't care. I don't need. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm listening because I'm fascinated by what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I mean, that would account for why.
Well, that accounts for why a lot of entertainers do what they do, because they want the love of another group of people, you know. And I don't do it for love. I do it because I can do it and I think I'm good at it, you know. And that's all I do it for.
Does that explain why the other evening at the sort of mock concert, you didn't sort of say anything to the audience? You know, people in the press, they said, well, people all turned up to this thing, and why didn't John just say hello? I mean,
What was I supposed to say hello for? Got nothing to do with me. I'm there making a movie. I'm not there in no crowd. What, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. That's what they said. You know.
Well, why didn't you tell them?
Oh no, I mean I just read it in the paper, and that made me wonder. I thought, well, why didn't you just say hello? I would. I'd feel the pressure.
No,
I'd
I
feel
tell
the
you,
pressure.
no matter what
from
you say, it's not enough, is it? You know, if I could have gone, I'd say, hello, everybody, how you doing out there? And, you know, they say, play a song, bro, I'll play a song. I say, oh, man, I don't feel like it right now. Then that would be in the press. Oh, John was there, you know, he was grumpy, he was moody, he was a recluse. He came out for a few minutes and he said hello to the audience, and he went back into his trailer or something, into the seclusion of his own little kingdom, which is what, you know, people would say.
I mean, it's
Well, I'm just actually quoting you almost verbatim, something has been said.
But it's always a losing situation. In
Well,
terms of,
not for me, because I don't play that game. Maybe I'm not done yet. Still got something more to do. I don't play that game. And you wouldn't either if you were in my shoes. You wouldn't play that game.